kill it and everything, but we all know how that goes.
Yeah, it's just you and me. Bonnie and Clyde, yeah, we're so young and so free. Now we get wild, yeah, they gon' talk about me, 'cause you are mine. So you better.
Now, the next category is apocalyptic / zombie. Number 23, I Am Legend. Best American zombie movie I've ever seen. It has Will Smith, of course. He's living in New York. And basically, these are the type of zombies that can only, like, come out at night. And he's, like, the only person living in New York because he's, like, the scientist trying to figure out, like, how to stop it and everything. I would hate to be in that movie. Next up is A Quiet Place. It's an apocalyptic world where these monsters, they don't explain where they came from in part 1, but I'm pretty sure they're going to explain it in part 2. And these monsters, they come out of nowhere. They're, like, blind. So they have, like, really good hearing and everything. So everybody has to be quiet. They're doing sign language and everything. It's kind of like a silent movie. You can literally hear, like, everything. Like, even if I was just doing, like, they would come and get me. Like, it's crazy. Next up is #Alive. This is a Netflix original. It's a Korean zombie movie. These two people, they live in, like, a big apartment complex. And, like, everybody else is zombies. They're just trying to escape and, like, go on to the rescue center where everybody else is. This next one, number 26, Train to Busan. Literally my favorite zombie movie of all time. This is a Korean zombie movie again. It's basically like zombies on a train. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a very sad ending. I mean, it was sad to me. Maybe y'all gonna be happy about it. I don't know. But it was a good movie. And part 2 just came out last year. I haven't watched it yet. I saw the trailer. It looks like it's going to be a lot better than part 1. Number 27 is The Mist. This is like a childhood scary movie to me. I mean, it's not really scary. It's like a thriller. It's like a mist comes over to this town and, like, it covers the whole town completely. Like, you can't even see. And there's, like, a whole bunch of, like, different monsters and stuff in the mist. It's centered in, like, a grocery store. Like, these people, they went out to buy groceries and everything, and then they get stuck, like, caught right in the middle of, like, when the mist is coming. A whole bunch of, like, monsters and stuff coming out of the mist, trying to kill them. Next one is Overlord. This one is set in, like, World War II. It's the U.S. Army going over to Germany. They went to go and try to save, like, some other U.S. soldiers that got, like, captured by the Germans. They're experimenting on them, and basically turn them into zombies, monsters, whatever you want to call it, but they eat people. Next up is Evil People. Of course, the first one has to be Hush. This is on Netflix. It's like Helen Keller trying to fight off a serial killer. Number 30, The Perfectionist. It had, like, a huge twist at the end. When I first saw it, I thought it was gonna be, like, paranormal or, like, serial killer type stuff, but there's an evil guy in it, but they don't really tell you that he's evil until, like, the very end of it. I don't know, you just gotta see the preview for it on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. It's really good. Next up is Open House. They have, like, an open house at their house because they're selling it or whatever, but they're still living there, and somebody does not leave at the open house and they end up, like, living in their house and they don't even know it. Next up is The Call. Okay, 2 different girls, and they are connected by the phone. It's like, this is like, she's living in the 70s version of the house, and she's living in, like, the current version. Well, yeah, like, the current version of the house. But they're both living there, like, they're, like, sleeping in the same room, but, like, in different times. Like, they're connected by, like, the house phone. When she's trying to call somebody, like, outside the house, she's really just calling this girl. God, I'm explaining this terribly. Okay, it says, connected by a phone in the same home but 20 years apart, a serial killer puts another woman's past and life on the line to change her own fate. And that's as best as I can explain that. I'm sorry. Next up is Sightless. This girl gets attacked and she goes blind, and she gets moved into, like, a rehabilitation, like, home / center or whatever, and it's not what she thinks. But the same person who attacked her, they're, like, playing tricks on her and everything, and they're living in that place with her. Next up is Bright burn. So you know how they have like the superheroes and like, oh, Superman, he was a normal kid until like a asteroid hit him or whatever. I don't know how Superman was made, but it's like Superman, but he turns out to be evil, like really evil. He's like a middle school kid. Really hoping they made like a part 2 because the movie was really good and they kind of left it off with a cliffhanger. That's basically all I have to say. It's kind of like a superhero, like Superman, but he's evil. Next up is the Invisible Man. He's trying to kill this one specific person. They explain why later, and they explain like how he got invisible later, but he's literally like living in her house, and of course he's like invisible, so Steve doesn't know. And he's trying to kill her and everything. Next up is The Lodge. And this one, the dad leaves his kids with his girlfriend. I think they're like in Alaska or something. I don't know. It's like somewhere very cold and like snow everywhere, and they're like the only house out there, and he leaves them to do something. I think like goes to work or something because like they called him to work. And he leaves them there, and the girlfriend and the kids don't really know each other like that because that's like their first time meeting. And it's the girlfriend who turns crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Next category is aliens. Now I only have 4 movies in this section because I have not seen any like good alien movies. I love alien movies. Like, just keep them coming. But first up is Dark Sky. A big group of aliens targeting this one family. A bunch of weird stuff happens leading up to them trying to take their kids, and they like set up cameras and everything, and like the camera starts glitching. Next up is Signs. This is another childhood scary movie, kind of like a farm town in Philadelphia, and I mean aliens are coming like all over. It's centered on this one family. Show the aliens like a lot in that movie. They show them a lot, and this is very creepy. Number 39 is Underwater. A group of marine biologists, they're at the bottom of the ocean, and they're drilling into something. And the more they drill, the more stuff they're letting out. And it turns out there's like aliens like under there, and the aliens come and get them. And it's a lot. It's so creepy. Cause like all these movies could like come to life too, but especially that one. Cause we don't know what is in that ocean. And we can keep just going and going and going, and we can let something out, and then we cannot put it back. This next one is called Life. They discovered alien life, and it turns out to be evil. And they're trying to like kill it and everything, but we all know how that goes. That was the last category. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, have a good day and tune in next week for a new video.